Now it is cookery time and we've a vegan dessert in the kitchen.
We have the firefighting chef Paul Knapp with us. Paul, this is exactly what we need. We're back after a bank holiday weekend. This is our Monday chocolate. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, listen, let's not kid ourselves. It's still a dessert, so it's still a treat at the end of the day. So what we're using is we're kind of substituting, so like a cream cheese or something like that, and we're putting in some cashews. So we've got like cashews, we've got coconut milk, we've got some lemon juice, we've got some maple syrup, a little bit of coconut oil, some chocolate chips and a biscuit base. All the recipes up on Island M's Facebook page as well as Virgin Media One's website.
Is it easy? Is this an easy one?
This is a no bake, so this really suits me. When I was training to be a chef, they always said they've never met anyone that can bake a stale cake before, and I run a mile from baking normally because it's like you have to weigh stuff. There's rules, there's regulations.
Science, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm not into science. I'm not into rules and regulations. That's why I joined the fire brigade. So I mean, at the end of the day, like it's a very easy. It's just melting, as we said here. So if you can melt, we're sorted. Like, you know, I mean, it's great to get the kids involved with this as well because it's a really simple dish to put together. And we're using kind of really nice and easy to get hold of ingredients. So to start with, what we've got is 200 grams of Biscoff biscuit. You can use any type of a biscuit. You can use digestive, hobnob, whichever your biscuit of choice is. I was making banoffee pies there last week, so I had some of these left over. That's why they're in there.
Delicious.
Okay. So I'm putting in there is about 80 grams of just a melted plant-based butter. All right.
Okay.
Different biscuits will behave differently. Certain other biscuits are thirstier than others. So a digestive is more thirsty, say, than the Biscoff. You might need just to put a little bit more of the melted butter into that. Okay.
Could you use coconut oil if you had that?
You could use coconut oil. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because we got that here. So that's something that's going to set, because ultimately we want this to set to create that kind of a cheesecake base. So we kind of called it like a torte. A torte kind of classically might have been baked in the oven in case there's any purists out there pulling their hair out. It's got a cheesecake base. It's kind of like a torty texture. So realistically, it's got a bit of an identity crisis, but it does know that it's lovely, so that's the most important thing. So we've just mixed that there like that, and all we do is we put that into like a springform dish or anything where the bottom would pop out. All right, and all we do is we just literally just pop that into there, and we're going to pack that down, and we're just going to leave that. Once we press all that down, you can get your hands in there if you want, just like you would bake or make a normal kind of a cheesecake. And I think we're all familiar these days with making kind of biscuit bases, banoffee pies, cheesecakes and all that stuff like that. So we would just press this down like that, okay? And you can put anything that you want into your own biscuit base, all right? So there we go, and like that. Pop that into the fridge, and you can leave that in the fridge for about half hour just to set while we're doing the rest of these bits and pieces, okay? So what we have here, cashews. So all they are, they're just unsalted cashews, and all they've done is soak them for 24 hours, or soak them overnight if you can. And if you can't, you haven't got time, boil a kettle, cover them over with hot water and leave them for an hour. All we're doing is we're just softening them. We want them to be soft. We don't want them to be hard and crunchy. We don't want to create a powder, we want to create a cream, okay? And all we would do then is, I'm not going to use this now because it's obviously very noisy and it cuts me off. So what we do is we'd put everything into this and we would mix it that way, okay? So what we do is we blitz up our soaked cashews. Okay. And we start to get this cream consistency.
But that's it?
That's the cashew, yeah. So what we got...
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's what we'd call our cashew cream, OK? I did put a little bit of coconut...
Would that bowl equate to that, or is that...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is what that is, just blitzed up. All I did is I probably put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of the coconut milk into this just to loosen it down.
And full-fat coconut milk is important.
Listen, a whole hog, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this isn't spinach and kale, this is a full-on dessert.
Well, just for your consistency as well, isn't it? You don't want watery.
No, we want this to set as well. So what we've got in there is a can of coconut milk. So I said the full can of the full-fat coconut milk just pops into that, like that. So all we're going to do is we're going to just start to stir this in. We're going to put in a little bit of lemon juice. So we put a little bit of lemon juice in to create that almost, as I say, that tartiness of a cream cheese if you're making a cheesecake. So that's just to replicate that. So we're going to put in there the juice of 1 lemon goes into here. What we've also got as well is some maple syrup. I put about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup goes into this. We are putting a dark chocolate, it's a little bit bitter. And then also as well, I pop into there some melted coconut oil. It's about 1/4 cup of coconut oil. And that's going to help and assist with the setting process, OK? So that's our base mix. So into this then, all right, we can put whatever kind of a flavour that we want. So what we've got is 2 bars of chocolate. So there's 200 grams of 75% dark chocolate. Again, all of this is dairy-free. And we just literally introduce all of that into there. Happy days.
Could you put like vanilla essence? You could leave it at lemon, or does it need a bit of flavour added
You can
to it?
do, at the moment, what you've got here, and it's a very good point you raised this, OK? So you can do all of this, first of all, in the food processor. Just keep adding it and adding it and adding it. What we've got here is we've just got our basic chocolate-flavoured cheesecake mix that would set. All right, so into this, if you like, just say for argument's sake, your favourite chocolate bar, you might like fruit and nuts and stuff like that. So you could put in, say, rum-soaked raisins and chocolate chunks into that. You could put into it, say, some essence, say something like a mint essence. So you've got a chocolate and a mint one. You could put in some zested orange if you wanted to in there as well, an orange essence. So you've got like a chocolate orange. So you can put whatever flavourings. You can put some vanilla essence into there if you wanted that vanilla and chocolate. You can put some crushed hazelnuts in there. You can put some peanuts butter in there as well if you wanted a peanut butter swirl. Just think of that as, I mean, you can put, at the end of the day, chocolate and chocolate. How bad is that? Yeah.
And
chocolate chips in there as well.
Thank you, Paul.
And just pour it in on top of the biscuit then,
Absolutely.
is it?
So give that a good mix in. Just make sure it's all incorporated. Take out your dish out the fridge, and we just literally just pour all of that into here.
Right.
Yum, I could just sit with that in a spoon.
That biscuit base would have been in the fridge for an hour or so.
Yeah, just setting, just while we're making all of this, yep.
And then just pour it in on top of that.
Pour all of that mix into there like that.
And leave to set for how long?
Leave that into the fridge. That was actually set after about an hour to 2 hours.
Okay.
It doesn't take that long to set, OK? And then once we do is we just pop that out of the fridge and we just take it out, and what we get left with is this. So we got that torte, we've got that layer there. Actually, into this one, I put some chocolate chips and some hazelnuts.
It's impressive looking. It's got a bit of a patisserie feel to it. Let's have a little taste.
And then the raspberry coulis kind of. Why raspberry coulis beside it? It's just.
At the end of the day, think about what you've got is a fat and an acid. So they all work really, really well together at the end of the day. OK, so they just complement each other and they just tone it down a little bit. It is a decadent dessert, so I'll do a little bit there for myself. And all we've got there is we've got that, as you said there, a little bit of a raspberry coulis. Just on there, a little dusted of Oyster sugar. You can glaze it up with some fruit as well if you wanted to and stuff like that. So it's quite a heavy dessert. How'd you find that, Tommy?
Delicious.
It's a bit rich for me. Yeah. I'm not mad into...
This is my cup of tea now.
Is it, yeah?
I'll have Tommy's. It's grand.
Yeah, you can.
That's why we gave you a small piece.
Mine.
Absolutely delicious. Thank you
Paul,
very, very
delicious.
much. And looks
you.
impressive, I think.
Yeah,
Meal the
it
cake.
really does.
Yeah. You'll find me in a corner.
Lovely. Oh.